This music recording project is a cultural heritage project that hopes to sustain and revitalize interest in the music of the Orang Asli, the indigenous people of Malaysia. I'm new to managing a music recording project, especially in the outdoor environment. Therefore, the purpose of this video is to share with you some of the learning processes researchers go through as they manage new projects and the reflective processes that they go through too.
Our recording project is in Kampung Orang Asli, Sungai Tisung, Sungkai. It's very near Hot Springs, Sungai Kelar. We went in 2 cars. My group left at 4:30 p.m. and the second group, the recording group, left at 5 p.m. because they needed to grab some recording equipment. Wow, check out the beautiful Banjaran Titiwangsa, the backbone of Peninsular Malaysia. We have almost reached Hot Springs, Kelar.
Hello everyone, that's Patricia and Jenny.
Country roads to the place I belong.
Selamat datang, Felda Sungai Kelar. Okay.
We were supposed to meet Bah Yahya at Hot Springs, Sungai Kelar. He called us and told us to drive a little bit further and we'll reach the village. So here we are, following the pipes to the village.
So here are the equipments that I'm bringing with me. So of course, most importantly, my video camera. This is a Sony Handycam HDR PGA 600. I know it's kind of old, but I haven't been out for fieldwork for a long time, but it still works. Okay, and plus also I have my iPhone 11, which is recording me now. That's a really good camera and good for photo taking and also video. Stand for video camera, and of course an extension wire in case your power source is really far away. And of course here I also have documents for ethics clearance and acknowledgement of payments. And of course here are the payments for my informants. Last but not least, I do have these spotlights in case it gets dark and I'm doing videoing. So yeah, and I used to have used this bag last time. I was so old, I haven't been out for fieldwork for a long time. You know, this is really handy. Yeah, I used to carry all my stuff inside there, you know, so I can just walk around easily. All my equipment is inside here. Well, yeah, that's it for now.
Arrived! We bought some water and buns for the villagers. The first thing we did was to meet Bah Seliba, Batin Kampung, or the head of the village. Before we recorded the musicians, it was very important that we explained to them why we were recording their music and what we would do with their recordings. This is the ethics clearance that is required from each research, and all the musicians involved had to sign an agreement form. I explained about the payment and asked that if the recordings had issues later, we could come back and re-record the music.
So lepas kami merakam lagu anda, kami cuba akan mengemaskan so dalam satu album music, dan harap kami boleh upload online dekat internet dan orang ramai boleh dengar lagu-lagu ini. Tapi dengan nama-nama semua. Saya akan tulis nama-nama semua penyanyi, nama-nama semua lah, ada nama itu. So sekarang saya nak meminta kebenaran untuk membuat benda itu lah.
Ba Ajis then translated what I said in Malay language to Semai language so that the elderly lady musicians could understand. Basiliba then gives me the list of names of musicians that they had written down carefully.
Termasuk saya nombor 2.
It actually slipped my mind that there was a possibility that some of the musicians would not be able to write, and I actually forgot to bring the thumbprint pad for them to stamp their fingerprints on it. So eventually we got the musicians' children to get their moms to put a sign on the paper of their names. And for this task, student assistants are actually really helpful, and here is Jenny helping me get the signs from the musicians.
Saya dulu maklum kepada malam sebab benda ni saya pun tak boleh cakap kita nak buat ni. Orang kata saya kata on the best tak adalah. Tapi apa yang boleh saya buat dalam majlis ni, apa yang saya tunjuk tu benda ni memang betul dengan ayah satu masuk saya dengan ayah saya. Tapi itu saya tak terjamin lah. Benda ni ada kita perlu ada baik ada tak baik. Saya pun tak jamin. Oh jangan takut yang kami buat ni bagus cukup aktif tak ada. Itu saya tak berjamin. Tapi kalau encik tengok besok dah setiap proses apa semua kalau tak bagus boleh datang tak ada masalah.
Patricia has set up her Sony mirrorless camera. I set up my Sony Handycam, and Patricia's spotlights are also up. These are LED spotlights which use much less electricity than the traditional 1500 watts a tungsten spotlight might use up. This is a professional camera that can take video and still shots. It's currently selling at $9,549 on Sony website. This is my old Faithful. It's probably about 15 years old now. I used it mainly to accompany me on fieldwork trips, but not so much for professional videoing. This camera can save videos in an SD card. Here is how you insert a micro SDXC chip into a micro SD adapter and put it into the Handycam. Patricia used the Canon EOS 1100D for still shots. Hello. May apa? May masak-masak ka? Hello. Here is a view of the village with bamboo huts, banana trees. Here are some of the kids and the teenagers waiting to watch the performance. And that's my car parked at the side of the road. Really hard to get a parking. And here we have two boys bringing back, I'm not sure whether it's coconut leaves or Nepal leaves. They're actually weaving the decorations for the stage now. Ooh, and here we have the boombox, an amplifier that provides music, very important for entertaining us while we wait for the performance. The younger ladies are helping the elder musicians to put on makeup. Here we have kids eating snacks and their doggy best friends eating up the leftovers and crumbs. Yes, the second team, the recording team, arrived at 7:30 in the evening. I introduced them to Basiliba. They are Professor Zaharo, our former dean, Mr. Harry Rizal from Indonesia, and his composition students, Muhammad Alfian and Taufik Mawadi. And we have Nazimin Nazri, our young lecturer who is helping us with the mixing and sound engineering. Yeah, the recording team has a lot of equipment. They have to bring the mixer, 9 mics, 9 mic stands. Waiting for the second team to set up, I noticed Jenny had her face quote-unquote tattooed, so I decided to get mine too. I thought they were going to use some extracts from jungle fruit, but well, it's lipstick and eyeshadow. Whoa, 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 we have Wahid the dancer trying to help Nazimin with the power supply. Oops, extension wires taking electricity from one source. We had to sort out the power source as the spotlights went out when Nazimin was trying to set up his mixer.
Hi, my name is Nazimin Benazri and I'm as a sound engineer for this project. Okay, roughly what I'm using for recording this project, I use for the software I use Digital Audio Station Logic Pro, and then basically for the hardware I'm using MacBook Pro with the 10 RAM and SSD with 250 only. For the equipment for recording, I'm using multi-interface, which is M Audio Project Mix, which is I can record 8 track in one time. Alright, so for the other equipment we only use SM57, which is the mic, Shure SM57 and 58 and one bass mic. Right, this mic has been chosen for recording, which is we want to capture the sound from the instrument, which is not too low and not too high. Okay, so the mic is good for this kind of instrument and the frequency. Right, for the others, it's only we using the XLR cable with the long is 10 meter. That's all for what equipment that I'm using, and hopefully this project will capture and record and also produce a good sound. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
We have curious kids watching Nazimin work. They could be future sound engineers.
They're using right now.
For the two main vocals, we will use Shure 58, and the Chintong players we use Shure 57. That's the normal mic we use. Then that is the mic for the ambience, getting the whole sound.
Oh no!
Got the price around 2,000 something. But you don't, it's really like, it's really mixed kind of you can see the small speakers there.
Is here. Oh no.
We were almost ready to record when the rain came at about 8:20. We actually didn't expect this to happen. Now it's really important to cover all the precious equipment. Lucky we have some IKEA plastic bags to cover them. We also had to switch off all the lights as there was lightning, which might short circuit all our equipments. All the villagers ran back to their houses, except a few fans who accompanied us here under the tent.
So we are waiting for the rain to stop now. Camping here.
Some of us wanted to pee, but the girls said there was no toilet. However, they pointed us to a dark area for that purpose.
You okay?
Yep, fine.
Okay.
They just had me over like a cliff ledge.
The rain had stopped at about 9:30, but the lightning hadn't gone away. Basliba came out to talk to us and informed us that they would switch off all the lights when there was lightning as it was dangerous. So now they had to wait for the lightning to go away first. Basliba also explained to us that previously they would use lanterns for lights, and even before then they would use a kind of resin, damak for lights. And he said that sewang was actually usually performed in the dark. This time it was the ladies' turn to visit the toilet, and luckily they led us to a house for this purpose. While I was waiting for Patricia and Jenny, the kids were really curious and they asked me many questions like what was my name, where I was from, and my age. They also asked me what Michael's name was.
What's your name? What's your name?
The rain had stopped and the lightning had gone, so we can now start recording. Fans enthusiastically waiting for the performance.
So eventually what happened at the end? Well, we decided we would do the recording process again because of weaknesses on both parts. On our side, we know that we have to start earlier and record earlier to avoid any unpredictable weather hazards or issues that might crop up technically. On the Orang Asli part, they realized that they need to improve on their singing as they actually haven't been performing sewang for quite a long time because this is not a common practice today. Therefore, they were not performing at their best. And I guess the interesting thing is during the whole delayed process, we actually got to know the Orang Asli better. So I think, the social communication part is really important for this project. It's not just about recording, it's about thinking of what is after the recording. What can we do together as Malaysians to facilitate the sustainability and interest in the music of Malaysia itself? Yeah, something to look forward to.